Welcome back to Let's Replay Neverwinter Nights 2 original campaign. This is Big Los, and here we are in the middle of Fort Locke. We just got here at the end of the last episode. We just got a new companion in Neeshka, and we haven't really talked to her yet because it was kind of late in the episode, so why don't we take time to do that now if my frame rate will just cooperate. Come on. Right click. There we go. Talk to.
What's going on?
Who are you?
Neeshka. Neeshka. Emphasis on the knee. Not many people get it right. Or try to.
What do you mean?
Usually they call me thief, cursed one, demon wench, rat child, goat girl. The list goes on. You'd think Neeshka wasn't that hard to remember.
You mean you get those insults all the time?
It's not so bad. I mean, all those things are true.
Neeshka, that's an odd name.
I'm told it means something in the lower planes, but since I don't get down there much, although, obviously, good old Grandpa made a habit of coming up here for the nightlife, if, you get my meaning.
So you're a tiefling?
Yeah, but shh, don't tell anyone. I wouldn't want anyone else to figure it out. I mean, aside from the horns and the traces of demon blood.
Alright, I had other questions.
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Tell me a little about yourself.
Me? Well, I don't know. I'm me, I guess.
You sound a little surprised.
No one usually asks, so finding the words is a little hard. Trust me. People usually make up the whole story once they spot the demon blood, if they ask at all.
Well, I'd like to know. I'm curious.
This is so exciting. Wow, where to begin? Okay, well, I have no idea who my mom or dad was. I was abandoned, but raised by priests who tried to convert me, so I went away for a long time.
Priests?
Yeah, priests of Helm. The Watcher, the Vigilant One, kind to children. Were they a hard-headed bunch? Really up on the discipline, not so much on the caring and forgiveness. But they're priests of Helm, so what are you gonna do?
Not much on forgiveness?
Yeah, I mean, we all get into trouble sometimes, or a lot. And I guess they ran out of I forgive yous at some point. Anyway, so after helping myself to their collection plate after a particularly moving sermon, I decided to see what else I could help myself to. But you know, those tales could fill a book, and I don't want to chew your ear off. Maybe some other time.
Okay, other questions.
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Do you have any useful skills?
I'm good at slipping into places, but not all the time. Coaxing locks to open, dodging traps, you know, subtle stuff. And I may have accidentally backstabbed some people in the past, but if they couldn't see me coming, well, that's their loss.
Okay, other question.
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
Okay, well, I guess we can ask her about Kelgar.
Yeah? Which one of the marks you wanted to know about? Not the barrel-head dwarf, is it?
What about him?
Well, he needs to watch his tongue, or it's gonna run right out of his mouth and get stepped on. I mean, you did me a good turn. All I want to do is help out, and he's yelling at me like some old mule. I know he's short, and it's rough being in the big people's world. But he needs to stop being all defensive, especially for someone so small.
He just needs a little more time to get used to you.
Story of my life. You'd be surprised how much you hear that when you're about to be burned at the stake or run out of the local hamlet. He's too quick to start fights, that's his problem. He keeps it up, he's not going to have anyone watching his back. Or more likely, looking over it.
Okay, more questions.
Questions. Go ahead. I'm all horns.
So now we have more options here because of the mods I installed. So I installed the romance pack. So now we have the flirt with Neeshka option. So let's try that. Okay, now we have... Wow, look at all these things that we can do. I guess we can wink at her. So what's up with this winking business, funny face? Aw, man. You know, it installed these waves, but... I don't know, maybe I didn't put the waves in the right place? I don't know, I put them in the overrides folder, but I guess it's not really working. Let's see, I think you are very winkable. Neeshka bursts out laughing. Winkable. About the day you can hear her mouthing the word and grinning. Interesting. Well, maybe I could do a little more research on where to put those waves at. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. Instead, we're going to go around the fort talking to several folks. I'm getting bored sitting in this fort. Vallis needs to start our patrols back up and soon. Alright, here's Marshal Cormick. Galen tells me what you did for him. Glad you managed to keep him in one piece. You look familiar. You're not a harborman by any chance, are you? Who are you? I'm Cormick, City Watch Marshal of Neverwinter City. You wouldn't have heard of me. A city watchman is hardly a glamorous profession. Cormick, you're famous in West Harbor, or so they say. Huh. I don't know about famous. West Harbor's a small village, though, so I'm not surprised you know of me. Wait a minute, I recognize you. Dagon's foster child. Imagine running into you here. How's the old man nowadays? I take it you and my father know each other. That we did. We were quite a pair in our youth. The death of his wife hit him hard, though. He was never quite the same afterwards. He seems to have done a good job raising you. So tell me, what are you doing so far away from West Harbor? I have my reasons. Well, if you're ever in Neverwinter and need work, I'm sure I could find something for you. We harbormen look out for each other. Is Lorne Starling in Neverwinter? I'm told that's where he went. Lorne? Haven't heard from him since he first arrived in Neverwinter some years back. He was still upset with me over what he calls trickery when we competed for the Harvest Cup. Good man, though a little hot-headed. Moved to Neverwinter a short while after I joined the Watch. I tried to recruit him, but I guess he found the Neverwinter Greycloaks more glamorous. Poked around a little on Reda's behalf after the war with Luskin, but no one seems to know what happened to him. I doubt he deserted, and I wouldn't have the heart to tell Reda that he fell in battle. Her life's hard enough as it is. What can you tell me about this fort? It's been here for generations, before even the last war against the King of Shadows. This fort's been guarding the pass between the Mare and the North for as long as anyone can remember. There's even a saying around these parts. You can count on 3 things in life: death, taxes, and Fort Locke. Why are you here? Well, mainly to make sure Galen got here safely. He may be crazy and greedy, but he's still a friend. I'd also heard rumors that the garrison here had stopped its patrols. Figured I'd look into it while I was down here. And of course, it turns out the rumors were true. No patrols, meaning the roads are crawling with bandits and worse now. Why did the patrols stop? 1 or more patrols have gone missing from what I gather. If it were me, I'd gather a large force and investigate. Not Vallis, though. Vallis there's a by-the-book soldier. He's called for reinforcements from Neverwinter. Until they arrive, he's hunkering down. Tried to explain to him that Neverwinter doesn't have any troops to spare, not after that business with Luskin. But he's sticking to the rules. No initiative in that man, I tell you. Why don't you talk to him? Believe me, I've tried. I just don't have the patience for all his rules talk, though. Guess that's why I've never been promoted to captain with the City Watch. Let's see what I can do. Thank you for helping Galen out. Thank you again for helping Galen out. He probably wouldn't... We probably would have gotten into trouble with or without the patrols. It's good to see you. Hopefully you can win Vallis over and I can get back to Neverwinter sooner rather than later. Well, there was a couple other things we could have asked, but we kind of missed it on the dialogue tree. So let's see if we can ask again. Something I could do for you? Any recent news from Neverwinter? Still rebuilding for the Luskan War and still not enough gold for the City Watch. Plus there's talk that what troops we do have to spare are being sent to retake the old awhile out in the Sword Mountains. So essentially the usual chaos. Alright, let's ask about the fort again. And death tax is Fort Locke. So that's all we can really ask him now. Alright, so here's Galen. We helped him out, now he's here to be a merchant. Thank you again for getting me out of that swamp. I'll be waiting here until the patrols start, though I won't wait forever. Why don't you just risk the journey? I had counted on having my 2 guards with me, and, well, you know how that turned out. I had assumed that the rest of my journey would be uneventful. I never anticipated patrols being stopped along the high road. So there you have it. Until the roads are safer, I'm not going anywhere. Although, if the wait is too long, I'll have to risk it. This has already been a costly trip, and I can't afford any further delays. Must be someone else you can turn to. Believe me, we would if we could find anyone of higher rank than this lieutenant. I'm beginning to think that this will be my last trip ever to West Harbor in the Mare. The trouble just isn't worth the profit. That sucks. Okay. You never would have made it here without my help. Fate does seem to insist on throwing us together. I can't say that I'm complaining. I doubt I would have survived this trip without your interventions. So, who's in charge here? An imbecile of a lieutenant. He refuses to resume patrols so that we can all travel safely again. Why doesn't someone just talk to the garrison commander? Well, that's the problem. He's not here. He apparently put his imbecile of a lieutenant in charge. I'm beginning to think that this will be... Oh, yeah. Alright, let's... What are you doing here? Marshal Cormick of the Neverwinter City Watch is here to escort me the rest of the way. There seems to be a slight hitch, though. Garrison's lieutenant refuses to resume his patrols, meaning it's too dangerous to travel from here. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Nothing about this trip has been easy. Okay, I think we've gone through the rest of this stuff, so let's just see what he has for sale. Okay, so since we didn't kill him and take what little stuff that he had, now we have access to Boots of Hardiness +1, and Boots of Hardiness gives you +1 AC dodge modifier and increases your con by 1 point. So if you have an odd number in your con, these would be good to get. I mean, they're good to get anyway with the +1 AC modifier, but Hardiness +2 are better. However, I think these are a little bit more affordable at 3764 gold pieces. Bracers of Archery increase your dex by 1 point, and they give you point-blank shot. However, since we're using the crossbow, I don't know if that feat would actually work for that one. It might. It might. I'd have to look when I level up. Gloves of Swordplay gives you... No, that's useless. Cloak of Protection versus Evil. It's self-explanatory. Greater Gloves of Spellcraft. Here we go. +6 bonus to Spellcraft. That might be worth getting. Bolts +1. Definitely a good investment. Unfortunately, he only has one group of that. There we go. Okay, +1 arrows. I think we'll give that to Probably Kelgar.
Yeah?
Yeah, you just have regular arrows. Okay. You'll take the +1 arrows. And I don't think I want to buy any of this other stuff. But we could probably sell some of these things. Get some gold back. 8 gold for both of those items. And 12 for the scimitar. 43 for the greatsword. Just 4 for the mace. Silver ring. The gem, we'll sell that too. Yeah, we'll give these to Neeshka.
How can I help?
In fact,
Yes.
we'll give all thieves' tools to Neeshka. However, I don't think we're really going to be using them too often because her skills are going to be pretty high for open lock. I think that's what you can only use them for. I don't think you can use those for disabled device. It'd be nice though. Next time I see a trap, I'll try it, but I don't think it works. Can't sell this one. We're gonna have to figure out something to do with this. We might have to keep this until we can find a fence. Let's see, we'll sell that. Can't sell the quarterstaff. Well, we could get 1 gold out of these shurikens. I don't think anyone else can use it. Kukri +1. Can you use that, Neeshka?
Yes.
No, I think you need exotic weapon proficiency. No, just martial. Yeah, we might as well just take the 703 gold. Might as well. By the way, let's look at your stats. Your dex is 17, so if you got +1 to your dex, your modifier would go up to +4. Con is 14. Okay, what about your con? Your con is 18. So, seeing a lot of even numbers here. Let's see the other stuff that they have. A ring of clear thought. Well, we can't afford it right now, but it would definitely give
I will lead now.
Janek
Follow.
a boost to his intelligence to his modifier +1. Also, when Janek hits level 8, his intelligence will increase again, so he'll get another increase to that. So let's save up for this. Ring of resistance +1. Later in the game, we're going to find these everywhere, so we don't need to buy it. Oh, okay, now we're talking. We could buy a bunch of these things. I might actually buy some of these for Neeshka.
Yes.
They're not that expensive. And we'll have options in case we need some long-range, grenade weapons. Say some undead or something like that. In fact, let's buy this holy water. There we go. Holy water will go there. A lesser magic bag. I actually might buy this right now. Let's see, should I do it? I'm thinking about it. Yeah, let's do it. Those things are always useful. In fact, you know what? In the Weeping Willow Inn, I remember the innkeeper, Yorick, or Jorik, however it's pronounced. He sold a magic pouch, which holds even less than a lesser magic bag, but it's still better than nothing. Anyways, I didn't see it the last time that I was over there, but maybe I just kind of glanced over it and, kind of missed it that way. So, maybe off camera I'll go back and see if it's there. If not, no worries. We'll give it to Janek. Yeah, you can't use this. Should we just sell this, get 251, or should we save it for Grobnar? Gives +6 to perform. Yeah, we'll sell the Malachites. Alright. And we do have some holy water, so we'll put that over here. Alright, so that's it for that. Now let's come over here. And this is Jacoby. Welcome to Fort Locke, strangers. I'm Jacoby, the finest weaponsmith around. Not that my full talents are ever put to good use out here. Anyway, what can I do for you? Show me what you have for sale. Okay, so we spent like 2/3 of our gold, so we won't be able to buy very much from him. As you can see, he sells some composite longbows and shortbows that Janet can't use. However, if you have a strength bonus of 3, you'd be able to apply that to your damage. Heavy crossbow. That might be a good investment. Not only will this give us a +1 to our attack, we'll be able to do 1d10 points of damage. Better than the light crossbow that we have right now. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about investing in that. What does this do? This is a light war mace. The heavy crossbow is only slightly more expensive than the light one. See, by about, 29 gold pieces, I'm estimating. We would just have enough money for it. Let's see, these Sheridan bows, you can apply a whole bunch of strength bonus. This would be good for Kelgar, actually, if we had the money for it. Money's kind of tight in this game. Sword Saint Legacy, I think this is exotic. Yeah, it's a bastard sword. Oh, it's a katana. Katanas and bastard swords are basically the same thing. And this is a flail. Does fear on a percentage? Yeah, we're just going to buy the heavy crossbow +1. Alright, and we'll sell the light crossbow. Alright, so that's gonna be our weapon. We do 1d10 points of damage with it, which is pretty good. And as the game progresses, we're gonna find better heavy crossbows. He doesn't really sell anything else except for crafting materials. He sells a lot of molds. Also, he sells these things, these recipes. Ton of them, huh? Well, we don't have any crafting feats taken, so this would be kind of useless to us. I don't want to buy the smith hammer because we're going to get a free one. Okay, so this is Lieutenant Vallis Anton. Ah, stranger in Fort Locke. If there's something you want, be quick about it. I have a garrison to run. If I were you, I'd watch that tone of yours. The same could be said for you. Now what do you want? I'm a busy man. Are you the commander here? I am. Let me tell you, with Fort Locke being the way it is nowadays, it's a good thing. These soldiers need military discipline, and by the gods, that's what they'll get. I hear you're filling in until the commander returns. Where is he? Filling in? That fool Tann allowed this place to fall apart. I spent every waking moment bringing order back to the garrison. He's been missing too long anyhow. Probably met the same fate as the other patrols we've lost. I've already sent news to Neverwinter of his loss. It's merely a formality before I officially take charge of this garrison. Wouldn't they want proof of your commander's death before promoting you? True, I hadn't thought about that. But I can't spare the men for an investigation. 3 patrols already lost. Refugees trickling in. And with discipline in a shambles, we'd be hard-pressed to hold this fort with what we have. Why don't you send out another patrol? What, and lose that one too? It would be foolish to send out another patrol. What happened to the patrols? I don't know, and I'm not about to risk more men to find out. I've already sent news to Neverwinter of the loss of my old commander. Yeah, you've already said this before. I want you to resume the patrols. Absolutely not. Until I know what happened to the others, I'm not risking any more men. So we could try these things. Of course, they're not going to work because we haven't invested any conversation skills. I could convince the Marshal to put in a good word for you in Neverwinter if you do this. Failure. His word is worth nothing and less than nothing to the Neverwinter military. However, if you can discover the fate of our commander in the patrols, I might be convinced to change my mind. I want to know what happened out there. Complete your investigation and I will see what I can do about resuming our patrols. Where should I begin looking? All 3 patrols were lost east of here. We never had any reports of trouble there in the past few seasons, so what happened to them is a mystery. There's really nothing there except for the plains and an old graveyard. Of course, it is at the edge of the mirror, so anything could have wandered in from the swamp. I think I deserve a little something for myself. I'm taking all the risk after all. So, you're a mercenary. Commander Tann was quite willing to work with your kind. Given the shortage of men here at the fort, I see no alternative. Very well. How much do you seek for your employment? Well, we could try this one, even though it's certain to fail. I think this is easily worth 300. Failure. For a mercenary, I can't justify spending that much gold on someone who has yet to prove their worth. I think half that would be more than sufficient. Fine, make it 200 gold. An outrageous price, but very well. For this much gold, I expect results in quickly. You'll find that I'm worth the price. Bold words for someone who has yet to prove their worth. We shall see. Now then, unless there is nothing further, I have other matters to attend to. Anything else I should know? Nothing of note. As I said, we've never had any trouble from the east before. I'd best be going. I have more important matters to attend to. I begin my search immediately. Do hope you won't disappoint me. Okay, so apparently we're supposed to get 200 gold for this. Looks like he's not one to pay in advance. Smart. Alright. So let's talk to some guys over here. I'm getting bored sitting in this fort. Yeah, somebody else said that too. And here is where all the crafting happens. So this is the craft master.
My greetings to you.
Well met. If you're here to use the crafting tools, I can give you some pointers. Who are you? Just an old soldier trying to pass on what he knows before Torm calls him home. So, need any help? Sure, I guess. Whether it's mixing alchemical formulas, hammering out a fine steel blade, or enchanting your aforementioned blade into an instrument of pretty much instant death, the process is straightforward. Each item or enchantment has a recipe or mold that tells you what materials you'll need. Gather these ingredients, place them on a workbench, and finish the process by using the right tool or spell for the occasion. That's all there is to it. Now that I've given you the short version, what would you like to know? So we can ask about blacksmithing, alchemy, magical crafting. I have some other questions about crafting. Do you have any recipes or materials I could use? There's some recipes and basic materials on the workbenches that you may use. If you need tools, there should be a smith's hammer as well as a mortar and pestle floating around here somewhere. Anything you make is yours. Use it or sell it for some coins if you'd like. And I have some other questions about crafting. So you can ask where you can find recipes, molds, and materials. Do you know anything about making scrolls, wands, and potions? Can I modify recipes? What happens if I make something too difficult or with the wrong materials? Well, then it won't work. Good to know about specific type of crafting. No, I've heard enough. Okay. I mean, we'd be there all day talking to him. Okay, so we can get some crafting tools, a potion book here. And we'll loot it. Smith hammer, a bunch of molds. I think we'll just leave the molds since we're not going to really make anything. We would need 2 metal ingots to create this great sword. There's 3 iron ingots here. We could, I guess, create one of these half plates and then sell it. Okay. Leather armor mold requires 3 leather hides. I guess we can make some leather armor and sell it too.
I cannot travel quickly carrying all this.
Don't worry, we'll give it to Kelgar. Alright, we'll give you all that.
Yeah?
And we'll go to the crafting areas. Here's the blacksmith's workbench, so we'll open it up. And I guess we'll place the leather armor mold and the leather hide in there. So we'll close that. And we'll use that. Do not have enough ranks in craft armor. We don't? Oh, and I'm so close to leveling up as well. Oh, I have 0. Well, that sucks. I could craft a weapon, though. Alright, let's take it all back.
Yes.
Well, then I guess we'll place these molds back because
Yes.
we don't have the ability to craft any of this armor. We're not going to need any of the leather hides either. Well, I guess we could make a great sword. Yeah, we'll make a great sword. Okay, off we go. So we'll put that mold in there.
You have need of me?
And then we have to split this up into 2. We'll place that into the workbench, and then we'll have
Yes.
Kelgar use the smith hammer on the workbench. And now we got another great sword that we could sell for 40-something gold. Very good. So that's just an intro to crafting. Let's go and sell it real quick, so we don't have to lug this thing around. It's pretty heavy. We'll sell it to Jacoby. If we get anything less than 40-something, then I'll turn around and sell it to the merchant Galen. Alright.
Yes.
You have the great sword. We get 43 gold. Okay, so that's 43 gold more than what we did have.
I will lead now. Follow.
Now, I don't know if these guys had any blank scrolls. You didn't have any scrolls, did you? I could really use some blank scrolls. No. Man. Well, it'll be nice because then before I rest, then I can make some scrolls with some of my prepared spells. Although it does cost money to cast those spells on those scrolls. Okay, so we have refugees here that we can talk to.
I greet you.
Talk to Liza. She's trying to collect a ransom for the farmers captured by bandits. Well met, traveler. Have you come to Fort Locke to take refuge with the rest of us? It's getting crowded, but I think we can make some extra room if you are in need. What made you come here? Some of us fled the mare. What with lizard folk and other beasts moving north, some of the smaller settlements have already been overrun. Others fled the plains to escape the banditry out there. Without regular patrols, the region has become too dangerous to live in. There were a few who fled to Highcliff, others to Neverwinter. Still, most of us consider this area our home and would like to return when things settle down. You mentioned bandits. They are a fact of life out here, but these bandits have become bolder with the lack of regular patrols. They're now taking prisoners and demanding ransom. My own husband is among the ones taken. The garrison here hasn't dealt with them. Look around. They have us to shelter, feed, and protect, and they've lost quite a few men on patrol. All of us here have gathered what gold we can to pay the bandits, but we just don't have enough. We can only thank Tyr that the bandits want the gold and won't harm our loved ones while they think we can pay. Is there a reward if I help get your loved ones back? Yes, of course. The money we gathered to try and pay the bandits is yours if you can help us. Oh, bless you for your kindness. No one knows where the camp might be, but if there's anything you could do to free our loved ones, we would be eternally grateful. Just make sure there's a reward waiting for me. Of course, the return of our families is worth any price. Thank you so much. You know, I think I know where these bandits might be. I saw a large camp on the way to Fort Locke. If it's the Bandit Camp, who knows how much gold they have stashed there. I say we see about finding this camp and loot it. It gives us a point of influence gain with Neeshka. Now that's what I like to hear. After all, these bandits have been stealing from others. We should even the score. See how they like it. So become like bandits ourselves? That's one way to drag our pride to the mud, tiefling. Look, I've got to make the best living I can with whatever natural talents I have. If that means fleecing someone who has a little more than they should, well, so be it. But if you want to find these bandits, let me mark it on the map for you. They may have some ill-gotten gains we can help ourselves to. Okay. It's good to see you still alive. I hesitate to ask, but have you located the Bandits Camp yet? I'll get around to it. I don't mean to pester you. It's just that you have given so many people here hope that we shall see our loved ones again. Well, we'll do our best. And there's one more person we can talk to before we start heading out. Tor Millows, the local priest. Well met, traveler. I wonder if I might appeal to you for some assistance. Who are you? I am but a lowly priest of Ilmater. I was waylaid along the road from Highcliff by bandits, who made off with the holy symbol which was granted to me when I was accepted into my order. And you'd like me to get it back for you. The symbol has more than mere sentimental value to me. I require it to perform the healing magics granted to me by Ilmater. Service to Ilmater requires that I aid travelers in whatever manner I can. I travel between this fort and Highcliff, tending to those in need. I trusted that even bandits would leave a man such as myself unmolested, as I am sworn to help all travelers, even those of lesser morals. I was clearly mistaken. What's in it for me? And that makes us one more point towards evil, which is fine. But of course, a reward would certainly be in order, considering the risk you would be taking. The bandits left me with very little, but I do still have some gold and that the bandits failed to discover. I would gladly part with it in return for your service. Once the symbol is returned, I shall be able to tend to any injuries you or your companions might incur. Do you know where these bandits might be? Sadly, I do not. If it helps, however, they fled to the north after robbing me. I'll get that symbol back for you. I thank you. I shall wait for you here at the fort. May Ilmater watch over you. And can we buy stuff from you? It's good to see that you are well. Ilmater watches over you. Let's see what you have for sale. Oh, looks like some typical stuff. What's this? Robe of energy? this would increase our concentration by 7 points. We'd be immune to magic missiles, so it'd be like having shield on, except without the AC bonus. And then we can use magic missile once per day with it. I don't think it's worth the 15,000 gold that he wants. The robe of energy. Oh, it gives off light red. Not really as useful as you think it would be. I might pay half of that price, but not the full price. Potion of Cure Disease. We're definitely going to need some of these, but we can only afford like one. Maybe two. Nah, I think we can only afford one of these for right now. So, we're going to have to be really careful when we use that. And as for the trinkets, the miscellaneous, that's trinkets, that's miscellaneous. This guy also sells an enchanter's satchel, some holy water, healer's kits, some ingots, bunch of recipes, a whole bunch of recipes. You have to remember, all of this is for the enchanters. It's either for the enchanter's satchel or it's for the crafting bench for Storm of Zahir crafting. I think the satchel is for Mask of the Betrayer type crafting. He also sells a smith hammer, but we got one for free, so that's all we really need. But unfortunately, he doesn't sell any scrolls. That's what I really wanted. Well, that sucks. Okay. So that's about it for Fort Locke, I believe. Let's head on out. Well, maybe first we should rest. We'll get our hit points back from the last episode when we lost them, and also get our spells back. And as we leave the fort, we see that we're still being watched by the same person. Okay, so where should we head now? We have multiple places we could go. We could go all the way to High Cliff. We could go to that bandit camp. We could go to the graveyard. We could head back, but I don't think we would do ourselves any good by going backwards. So I say we head on over to the bandit camp. Let's do that first. You have encountered something on the way to your destination. It's one of those not so random encounters. Here we are. Stop right there. All that walk this road must pay a toll of 10 gold. Hand it over, and you can go your way. So we could do these conversation skills to try to get out of it. Or we can ask Kelgar what he thinks. Or we can actually give them the money. What do you think, Kelgar? They're a scrawny lot. Shouldn't be much of a fight. You're right. Let's butcher these fools. Alright. So they're getting sneak attacks.
Look who showed up.
I don't think you have hide in plain sight, so it would be useless to try to do stealth mode.
I think we've had enough of this one.
You do a knockdown.
Press the attack, quickly!
Janik. I think it's too late to do any of these buffs right now. Let's try to do sleep first. Right there.
Station.
Yeah, look at that. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Sleep. Let's take advantage of this by going and coup de grace them all. I said go to your club. Come on. Come on, man. I'm pressing 4. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do this manually. The keyboard's not working. Where's my club at? It's around here somewhere. Oh, I'll do it with the dagger. Oh. I have my club. Never mind. Coup de grace. Yeah. Alright, we'll go back to our crossbow. Looks like the only one that took damage was Kelgar. Okay, so we get a key out of this. A Cure Light Wounds potion, a +3 healer's kit, and a gem. And that key will open up this chest. So we get even more stuff. Greater Glows of Concentration. Improves concentration by 6 points. We'll equip those right away. And we get some obsidian. Those are good for making +1 items. The glows we have right now are just regular glows of concentration, which only improve it by 3, so this basically doubles that bonus. There we go. Alright. And since we used up just one spell and took some damage, we're going to rest. I don't think there's anything else here that we really need to do. There's nothing hidden anywhere, is there? No. Okay. So we'll go back to the world map. And we'll now head to the Bandit Camp. I wonder how good Neeshka's stealth is. Let's check it out.
How can I help?
Oh man, look, we're only 95 XP away from leveling up. So close. Last time I did this, I was able to level up right after that ambush. Oh well, I guess I'm missing out on some XP. So your move silently is a 9. How about your hide? Your hide is an 11. Which would make your overall stealth check a 20. Well, that's not bad. Alright. Well, I don't think we'll be able to get enough XP out of this. Let's turn off party AI mode.
Yeah? Yes.
You guys just kind
How
of
can
hang
I
back
help?
a little bit. Once we get close enough, we'll see some bandits start to appear. There they are. There's like 3 of them. Try not to get seen. Okay, let's move.
Follow me.
Let's move Kelgar up to right over
I
here.
will lead now.
Same with
Follow.
Janik. Hopefully they won't make a lot of noise.
I will lead now. Follow.
Alright, go there.
Yeah?
And you go there.
Yes.
Well, actually, I don't think we have enough time to do this battle, so I guess we will do it in the next
You
episode.
have need of me?
Will we be able to wipe these bandits out and rescue the hostages? Find out next time. This is Big Los signing off. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, man. Tango Bendia.